Alright? So, why are you so hung up on me suing someone or not? You weren't the one injured in the parking lot, period, right? You're not the one with two witnesses, one right beside you and your cousin, right? So I don't know where the second guy lives, but I can get my cousin at any time, right? That's what I mean, right? Bubba knows I'm not usually the one to just fall on purpose, right? And he knows I'm seriously hurt, right? And even if the doctor, right? Alright, whatever he's saying, right? Or they're saying at the ER, right? They mean I'm still functioning as if, okay, all I had was a skit knee, I guess. Is that what you're saying, right? But the point isn't that. The point is I had to go to the ER to make sure nothing was wrong, right? That inconveniences my time, my day, right? When otherwise I wouldn't have had to do that, right? Now, another thing is when you have a store, right? What section is the public section to park in, right? Right in front of the public, right? From where the store begins to where the store ends, right? It's public parking space, right? Idiot! You don't get that? Or are you just saying I can't sue no one because I hurt myself accidentally in the parking lot? I'm more accident prone now that I'm in my 50s. Which until now hasn't been an issue for me. Funny, I've been walking Garden City for years. Ain't once else. Nope, no. Right, Mom? I walk Garden City all the fucking time and I never fell. And you never fell. Right? Right. I know. I've been walking Walmart. And until I got that one time, which, you know, whatever's we're talking about here, we know I didn't bring anything up, right? Right. But anyway, I walk Walmart periodically like anyone does, right? When you're kind of shopping, you're not really sure what you want. And I didn't have no accidents there for a long time either. But if I have one there or not, right, I'm still gonna have to deal with it when it happens, right? And that's anyone, right? And what's wrong with you, right? Because I believe in Jesus, you're looking at it differently. You can't. Or you can. If you believe Jesus could heal you too, right? Or you don't, right? Now, if you don't believe Jesus could heal the injury, he can't heal it either. You understand that, right? Right. Kind of that simple. It's not rocket science. Oh, it's Wanda from. Oh, she's in Godzilla this time. I'm sorry, I got confused. Watching sci-fi. Godzilla from 2014 on. Yeah. Now, another thing about a step parent. Now, unless I adopted Amanda, you know who is going to keep her child, Daphne. Daphne. Now, I'm not alone with her, right? Ever. And we had a fight on the way to visit her family, right? And I don't even know what it was about, but she made like it had something to do with the mountains and how fast I was driving through the mountains. Well, honey, when we got past the mountains, it's too late. You just having a problem with me, right? And you don't really want to tell me what it is. I know that. Yeah, you're mad. You're just angry at me and blaming me for a situation I can't control any more than you can. Now, when we're driving through the mountains, you don't sit there silently trying to tell me to slow down, right? You either tell me to slow down, and I usually will, or you don't And I just speed through the mountains. Now, the thing is, if we make it through the mountains, I know. No matter what you're thinking in your head, you're wrong. You're making it an issue when it was never an issue. Right. Two, you can't years later make something an issue that wasn't really an issue to begin with if we made it through that particular situation. Right? Or you sound crazier than me. And I try to sound sane if I can help it. So I might sound a little crazy if my keys keep turning up missing. But I know I set them on the counter when I got in from Burger King. And of course, I done look over where the bags are and everything else, right? They're not there either, right? Mm-hmm. So someone took them before morning, Thursday night, right? Because that's when they were noticed missing the following morning, right? Who took them? I can't tell you that, right? I don't know. I don't remember by morning. As well. Which means between the time I went to sleep and the time I woke up is when whoever came by and got the keys. Now, that could even have been Amanda Bussacetti or Amanda Eade. I don't know, right? I can't say. And I also don't know what kind of car they showed up in. Or even if it was a cab or a car. That's another way she could get it right. Whoever it is, right? Now, Amanda, I get fed up with her, that is, because she shows up with another guy every time she comes by, right? I'm tired of that, right? You either show up and talk to me or you go home. Unless you're getting your shit to leave, right? Which even you know is better here than anywhere else. Not that I'm doing anything wrong to either woman, right? Now, if it's Daphne's daughter, I ain't seen her since she was 4. Right? That's crazy, too. Right? See, when you divorce your wife and she has a daughter, that's not your business anymore, right? Right? You know what I mean? Only chance I have to talk to her is to talk to Jonathan if she answers the phone. I told you this before, right? Other than that, she's my ex-stepdaughter, and I stay away from her. Right? It's no different. Like I told you before, right? Than if we had never met, right? And I married her mom and never even met the girl, right? Either way, guess what? She's her daughter, and not even, but briefly, my stepdaughter. Now, the thing is, though, I have full parental rights as long as me and Daphne are together. That means I can bathe her. That means I can shower her. That means I can do whatever I need to do, right, with her, right? You understand that, too? I'm the stepdad, right? I have legal responsibilities to my stepdaughter that even if she wakes me up in the middle of the night, and I don't know why she's in there, one of the reasons I can think of is she might need to help people, right? That's the only thing I would say, if you understand what I mean, right? It don't matter how creepy I look to you. That has nothing to do with it as to what I would do if she ever came in there or not. Idiot. And then you're making my ex-wife look like she was trying to set me up to see what we would do anyway. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You don't get it. I'm not in their vicinity to interact with them. Not only would she have to go to the bathroom unsupervised by my ex-wife, which is normally, if you're my ex-wife, what's the best way to make sure me and her don't interact if she has to pee anyway? You walk her to the damn bathroom door. If you have to, you stand in the damn bathroom door so that if I wake up, I see you and I know what you're doing. You're escorting your daughter to the bathroom. Then I ain't got to worry about if you come there or not, unless you Snuck in there when she was asleep, like I said, right? Now that takes training, though. I've heard of coaching before, have you? Coaching, though, is different. Coaching is where you're trying to get the child to do something wrong with someone they wouldn't normally do it wrong with anyway. Right? It's also called entrapment. I don't mean the movie with Sean Connery and Catherine Zeta-Jones either. Like I told you, I don't know them, Michael or Catherine, right? But I know they married. I'm happy for them. But their age difference still ain't as big as Gatsby and Amanda, right? No, it ain't. No, it ain't. Right? But anyway. Not saying that's my business. Not saying I wouldn't understand if the child did try to come to me in Georgia. Daphne wouldn't have a right to try and do something about it. But first thing I gotta know is it's even happening. And I don't know that, right? But if a female, no matter who she is, comes to my door and is over 16 in Georgia, I don't have no legal ramification, right? Whatever's going on, right? Or if it's now 17, you can confuse me now, right? If when I was growing up again, the age of consent is 16, right? Even if you raise it to 17, that's fine by me, right? But I need to understand what you're doing there, right? If you're raising the age of consent to 17, you need to say it plainly so I don't do that anymore. Even with 16-year-olds to show up, or not. See, that's what I mean about entrapment, right? Now, if I ask a 15-year-old and she tells me she's 37, and I know she's supposed to be older than that to work in the store, right? She's lying to get me in trouble. That's entrapment. That's entrapment. Alright? That's another thing. Now, unless, again, I told you before, I had a longer relationship with Amanda and we were to say she got custody and adopted her or something. That would be the only way I could get custody of her if I was a divorced 15 years later or something like that. I got to adopt her or something, then we can fight for custody in court and all that. But when we met, all right, I'm just a stepdad with no real hold over the child either. And you know what I'm going with this, right? As well, right? I'm not a custodial parent. I'm just a step parent who, like, even Sal's girlfriend or wife or fiance, whatever she was, she has certain parental rights she could do too, and they're the same rights. You can help the child get something to eat late at night. You can help the child get something to drink late at night. You can help the child go potty late at night. And you can help the child take a shower late at night if you're not sure she took a shower that night. But what you can't do is have sex with her, lick her pussy, or we're talking touching it with sexual intent, right? Now, certain things, like I said, if I'm smelling to see if she pees and I stick my tongue out, that's not the same thing, right? You gotta understand that. What I'm making up, though. I don't know any of this happened at all, right? And if Daphne said it never happened, you're the one making me think it did then, right? Whoever's saying this shit on YouTube, right? Someone's lying one way or the other, right? Now, if I don't remember it because of amnesia, you can't try to make me remember it, even if you think something sexually happened, Daphne, right? That's crazy too, right? You also have to witness it, right? And I don't mean you use a mirror and see what I'm doing in the other room, right? That's bullshit, right? Mirrors also reflect differently, just like the camera does, right? When you're trying to record someone doing something, it flips the image, right? Now, if the girl, okay, and me are doing something and you can't see mine or her face, that's weird, right? Someone don't want you to know who's actually shooting that scene, right? And it don't mean this being Amanda, right? I'm just going hypothetical with, right? How you can do porn today, right? And you can even fake it with some celebrities, even, right? Say you wanted Denzel Washington or someone to sleep with Scarlett Johansson and you somehow edited all that together. You might could, right? Who knows? Who knows? Just to name two actors out the blue, right? Who might can get it on, and you would think that unusual, but oh well, right? It's like, Morgan Freeman and the step granddaughter, right? Well, that's different than the stepdaughter. Or he's also not what's the word? Familiar with her. She's like a stranger to him. It's like dating some other younger girl, right? Just she didn't happen to marry into your family. Through either the mom marrying the dad or the if you know what I mean, marrying his relative, right? Or his relative was the female, and that's how she's his step granddaughter, right? Through the male, right? He had a daughter before that. I don't know, right? I don't even know if the story's true, like I told you before. But if he did, he's not familiar with her, right? In the sense that he knows her like a relative, right? You understand, right? It's like the Brady Bunch. Now they're living together as brother and sister, right? Even if they were to get kind of sexual feelings, right, that would be weird in that they're living as brother and sisters of each other. They're not living like they're unfamiliar with each other, right? Say your mom marries some guy off the wall and it don't work out with them or something, right? And they divorce quickly, right? Well, you still have, if he had children, stepchildren, that relationship, I believe, right? Well, that will be different too. It's like even me and Desiree, right? We're not even familiar with each other enough for me to know she even likes me that way, right? I don't see her as at all, really. Because I don't know where she lives, so I don't go around her. My only connection to her was my stepbrother Mark, right? And Mark's dead, so I can't really go see Diane for any odd known reason, right? You know what I mean? Diane ain't really nothing to me, right? And even her friend, right? Made me drive her all the way to North Carolina just to prove she had a boyfriend. And I never said she didn't, right? And I drove her to her boyfriend, right? Why? Because I ain't trying to get with her. She won't listen, right? She thinks I like her, and won't let me like her as just a male-female relationship. Some people get sexual even if I'm not getting sexual with them. Right. See, you don't get it. Yes, I'm looking for a girlfriend, but if you tell me you have a boyfriend, we're just friends then, right? And then you're acting like I don't believe you when I do, right? And then I guess you want to go see your boyfriend, so I'll take you to go see your boyfriend. And be cool with it, whatever y'all do with it. And let y'all go off, right? Even, right? Cause why? I don't know you, right? I'm not trying to be anything to you but a friend, right? And if it takes me taking you to see your boyfriend to prove that to you, that's what I'm doing, right? But if you're prejudiced against me, Maria, I don't even know you either. Is anybody around me who thinks they know me when they don't? And is prejudice in their thinking? Right. Before I even met you, are set in your ways, right? That means you're thinking evil about me, and I don't even know what you're thinking, right? And you and I aren't on the same page, right? If you think dark colored white men are creepy, well, maybe it's some of the movies you watched growing up, right? Like, in most of the movies, right, I'll see dark guys playing the villain, right? Now, Rutger Hauer in Flesh and Bone was different because he's the blonde with blue eyes playing the villain, and the prince was someone with, black hair and I think blue eyes too or something like that. I don't remember. But anyway, he was a little bit darker, but all that with Jennifer Jason Leigh, right? Now, again, next to A Clockwork Orange, that's another movie that helped me to understand what rape is to a woman, right? And what consensual sex is to a woman, right? And how you can blur the lines sometimes, right? Yourself, Governor Cuomo, right? Now, when you blur the lines, though, right, you can't touch a female's body parts that are her sexual identity, like the boobs, right, or the vagina. You can't kiss her, okay, unless it's like the French on the cheek, right? And you're French. You understand? Are you French? Did you kiss someone on both cheeks, right? As well? No, you're not. No, you're not. I'm French. I can get away with it. But you can't because you're not French. You can't even kiss her on the cheek, though, right? Or hug her. You can shake her hand like a business partner, male or female. Right? You can fist bump her, right? Even I know that. Right? Without the pharmacy technician course, right? I don't know. Because I'm tempting my boss, who is working with me, right, in Goodwill, to see if I could pay someone a compliment. Like the girl, who was working with her had on a green dress. All I said is, "You have on a nice dress today." Is that sexual? That no. See, that's a compliment. Do you know the difference, though? And if she got mad about that, she's the one seeing a compliment of the dress itself being nice, period, right? That she was wearing, right? As being something sexual when I never said your boobs look nice or your ass looks nice. That's sexual harassment, right? But if I say you got on a nice green dress today, it looks nice on you, right? That's an overall compliment. I'm not pointing out her body parts, right? Right. Do you know the difference? Now, who would tell their daughter, though, no one would want to marry you, an evil mom, not wanting her to marry and have a child of her own? Right, Michelle? Or an evil dad? I don't know. The problem is, simply put, though, I don't know what was happening to begin with, right? I lost a sense of time there, right? And all I'm doing is guessing why the guy acted weird about it the third time I went in and tried to ban me from the store, right? And the third time I went in, I just tried to use the bathroom. And the second time he did the nails himself, which I didn't complain about, right? And that's just getting weirder and weirder, right? And now I'm banned for the store for life, right? Until they change it to something else or something. Right. But as long as it's open, I can't go in the store. And I don't sweat it. I don't go in the store. There either. Right. Meaning that I'm the one trying to behave myself in front of the girl, right? But I'm where the women in the store aren't. And are telling her I want to fuck her or something, or I find her sexually attractive, or that just by touching me I'm sexually responding to her. Which would make me want to take her to the bathroom and show her, no, that's not true, right? Whether we did or not, that could be the part I'm backing out, right? What we did, I don't know, right? But if we did, though, and she accepted, that's private area in the store. Mm-hmm. Once we lock that door, if we're in the bathroom for 20 minutes, right? Or 15, right? Or 10, or 20, whatever, I'm just saying, right? Based on the loss of time when I had to see Arctic dogs instead of Terminator or Harriet, right? Which were playing between 3 or 3:10 that day. If I remember all that info, but not what happened for an hour in the store, my memory was kind of wiped, right? To where I can't remember what we did or not, right? Well, you don't have to wipe it if me and her just did the nail job. Either. Do you? No. But you do if the girl, A, lied about her age and was really 15, right? She's supposed to wait another year before she worked there, right? Mm-hmm. That means everything else she told me was a lie. Nor is she supposed to lie to me about her age. If she knew she was supposed to be working in there, I don't know that. I wouldn't have made it an issue, right? But maybe the women knew too, right? Like I said, I don't speak Vietnamese to know what they were saying, like I said to her probably. But whatever it is, I'm just trying to get a nail job from you. I'm not sexually responding to you, unless you want me to take you to the bathroom and show you what that means for me. And that's what I mean, right? If she did go into the bathroom with me, I was believing her that her age was 37, that she was from New Jersey, and that she had also graduated college. I don't know she didn't. I don't know she did. And I'm not trying to seduce a 15-year-old who ain't supposed to be working until she's 16, right? In that job description. Right? See, when they give you a list of job descriptions, they'll tell you what a 14-year-old should do. Right? But there's also jobs they can't do, right? Right? You can't make a 14-year-old a manager of a store, right? For example. And you can't make her work as a nurse, right? You have to have training for that, right? You have to have degrees for that. At least an associate's to a bachelor's, right? Right? Even there, right? Now, to be a doctor, you do so much schooling too. Right? Then you have what they call the internship, even with doctors. The problem is, though, what, right? You're accusing me without even hearing my side of it, right? I don't know who you are, or how you even heard about it, besides you're being nosy about a blog I wrote and taking it all out of context. Because when I wrote it, there's a show on NBC called SVU, right? And by that time, I'm making sure you understand that even though me and my ex-wife got into a fight, and I'm around her stepdaughter, I wouldn't molest her. Even if I coulda, I wouldn't, and didn't, right? Even if she were to come into their meeting with me, which I'm making that part up now, I mean, if she did too, right? and showing you what I would do or could do without it even being a crime too, right? That I would know the legal boundaries between me and my stepdaughter and wouldn't break me if I was watching you, even with the camera. Because I would think of all that while I'm entertaining her too, trying to get her back to her mom and figure out what she needs, right? See, my first priority as my stepdaughter ain't my needs but her needs. And I know they ain't going to be sexual at 4, right? I'm going to think like my sister, if she's 4, right? What does my sister need? Something to eat, drink, potty, or shower? Right, Renee? You know what I mean, right? And nothing more would happen, right? No matter who the child was, or even if I didn't know her long, right? I'm not going to try to seduce her at 4. Now, the 2 girls I'm mentioning, whose mom let me take them home, they could have seduced me and made me have sex with them because they were being molested. Or if someone attempted to molest them and they were freaking out over it, and I just read her bedtime story, had sex with her mom in the kitchen, she didn't even know that, right? But I might have told her she snuck in there to talk to me about what happened with him, right? And I would tell her why. And I would tell her why. You're not supposed to do that to little girls. Really, there's an age of consent before you can even have sex legally, right? Though anyone your age or older can have sex with you, they're just supposed to respect the laws about that. See, that's why people can sin or do you wrong here because of what the Bible calls the knowledge of good and evil, right? Meaning, we learn to do each other right or wrong, whether or not the person wants you to or not. That's called forcing them to do something with you they don't want to do, right? Which is what Satan did. Even if he talked both Eve and Adam into being with him sexually, right? He did so through a trickery, right? That's why it's called a deal with the devil when you do something like that, right? Now, you think he's giving you a good deal until it's your turn to receive what he said is going to happen, right? Now, I saw the Green Knight today. That's kind of the same thing. It's a quid pro quo. Now, this is about basically an Arthurian type legend, right? Where the sister's son gets involved with this tree light thing, right, that comes to the king's court and says, if you lay this blow on me or whatever, right? And he got the king's sword and laid the blow on him, right? Basically. And he had a year where the thing got to do the same thing to him, right? So again, he went through that year, and then at the end of the year, it shows how he journeyed to the Green Knight's Chapel or whatever it was, right? And all that. And it's weird. It's weird. It don't make no sense. Because it's both fantasy and reality, right? He even brings the dead girl her head, right? Who he sees as a ghost in a dream. But anyway. You gotta go see the movie to see what I'm really talking about. But this is to perk your interest in the movie itself, right? I ain't telling you it might not be a little freaky deaky. It don't make hardly any sense in that it's so fantastic, right? It's something out of a fairy tale. So it's gonna be fairy tale-ish in its depiction of the images, right? But that's what you're going to see. What is it all about, right? And does the fairy tale end well, or what does he do, right? Does he again meet his destiny, or try to usurp it and change it for himself, right? That's part of the point too there. But get over me. Whoever you are, I cannot even know I'm with you. If you got my keys, you need to return them so I can use them again to get through my front door, because I think you got my only front door key, right? Even if you don't. I don't know. I'm having to go in through the garage now and lock the back door, right? Because my old keys have the key to the back door. You took the key to the front door. Unless I get a new door lock for it, right? Which again, right? Now, what they can do about that, though, is call the locksmith company, get the serial number from the lock and the thing, and say they lost their key, right? There's ways to do all that. Anyway, you mean why am I telling them? Because they probably already know. If you're into security or things like that, you know ways to get around that, right? Even if you watch a movie or two, right? They give you ways to get around that. Even YouTube, I heard. Teach you how to pick locks. Though it's supposed to be for entertainment, you can't really do it. You can't really do it. If you really do it, though, you're really what? Breaking the law, breaking the law, breaking the law, right? Now, see, that's the point. There are boundaries, but yet, what are the boundaries? That's why I'm with 17 women like David was. 2 I'm not sure of recently, right? That I'm not sure what happened with the cable girl. But no, for sure, right? But if she did, we both realized we were in a bad situation. And if she didn't, we realized we were in a bad situation, right? And don't worry about it. I don't remember the details, right? I know what I would do with her if we did something, right? But I also can't say we did, right? I don't know if I showed up naked because I confused what she was saying, right? And we had sex anyway, or what? Because you can't leave for 15 minutes anyway.